Hey guys, Brian here. Welcome to vlog number 17. So right now I'm currently on my way to my grandma's house. Last night I got a little bored, and so I decided to dust off my old printer and start making prints again. So that's something that I really enjoy doing, just because, what's it called? Just because when you're taking a lot of pictures, you know, I feel like it's really great to see them on Instagram, but when you print them out and you have something physical to actually see and really like get a feel for it, I feel like that's what photography is all about, you know. And for me, like, yeah, I love cars, but photography has always been one of my favorite things to do. Like, even outside of the car photography, even when I'm out shooting cars, like, I normally take some time, shoot a little bit of the scenery, you know, like get a feel for where I'm at. And so that's kind of my own personal thing, but at the same time, so that's kind of what brings me on this journey with the dogs in the back, is we're gonna go see my grandma, because I was living with her before I moved here, and when I started to live on my own. So I was living with her, and I left a couple things over there, and so currently right now just gonna go grab them, because pretty much it's just like a line cutter, or like it's just made to cut just a fine line across like a piece of paper, but for like in the big scale, because the prints I'm making are pretty big. They're 13 by 19s, and the frames are going to be 18 by 24s. And so yeah, just gonna grab that real quick. I'm gonna take you guys on the journey, so enjoy, and I'll see you guys on the other side. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed that sequence a little bit. I didn't film too much throughout the day, just because I felt like when I get in my head a little bit, like I get in the zone, I feel like I'm not really too focused on recording or anything. So I try to get as much as I can, but mostly just living life. But here are the prints. They came out really nice. And if you guys want me to do more photography things, I definitely can. I think it's something that's pretty important to me. Um, Obviously, you guys wouldn't really see too much of the detail within the photos over camera, but they are really crisp and they're really nice. They came out really good. I'm really happy with how they came out. And I'm kind of gonna be a busy person for a little bit, just because I feel like everybody. I've been messaging the people that I've taken pictures of their cars before, and I've just been asking them if they want any prints, and kind of just like not really not really like too forceful, but just asking if that's something they're interested in, if that's something that you guys are interested in, that you guys watching, just hit me up on Instagram, and I'll definitely be willing to go out and take some shots of your guys' cars, or set that up for the future. It's something that I'm definitely very passionate about. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, you guys can always feel free to message me. I do a lot of photography. You guys could check my Instagram. You guys could check the type of work that I do. Everything is a little bit. I feel like online, everything's all digital these days. But having a nice physical copy of of just your car, just for not even just for like the sake of hanging it up, or even just for the memory of remembering a chapter of your life. I feel like every single car I've had, I felt like resembled a chapter in my life that I've always kind of go back and I enjoy. I always miss. I always remember the times. I always remember what I was doing when I owned what car, what community, what things I was doing, what people I was meeting, all of those things. And I feel like a picture could capture that so nicely. And so that's something that you guys are trying to do. If I shot with you before, if I have a really good picture of your car already, feel free to just reach out to me on Instagram, and I'll be more than happy to get you some prints, just because I feel like it's for me as a photographer, I feel like it's probably one of the most rewarding parts about photography. It's just making prints, just having prints. And obviously, I feel like this is more of an automotive channel, not really a photography channel. But I do a lot of automotive photography, so I feel like in a way it still relates to what I'm trying to achieve here. Or just to kind of have more of a conversation about this and things that you guys might be curious of. I'm going to try to be proactive and answer most of your guys' questions if you guys have any questions. But as you guys know, I've said this in the last video, I'll say it again. I love to shoot on Nikon. I only shoot on Nikon cameras. I've never really shot anything else. I think I've tried Fujifilm maybe at one point, but I've always shot on Nikon cameras. I love Nikon cameras. The camera I currently have right now is a Nikon ZF, and I really like the camera. It's a little expensive. I feel like, is it worth the money? I feel like if you're really serious about photography, yes, and if you really like old school retro cameras, then yes. But if you're not, and you're just looking for a nice high quality camera, I feel like you could definitely go with other options, like just the Z7 is a better option, and I'll stand by that, just because I feel like the quality in the sensor is about the same. I mean, you get some minor improvements with the ZF, but the Z7 II is the same. It's pretty much the same sensor. I think the Z7 III is going to come out soon. But those are more kind of geared towards more modern cameras, but they have really, really good picture quality. And so I feel like the Z7 at this point is pretty used. It's pretty dated. And so it still takes really good pictures. I feel like it's one of the better quality pictures that I've personally really liked the taste of, or I really like it a lot. I have a really good taste for that camera. And so I feel like that's a camera I could really highly recommend. I shoot with a 20-120 Nikon Z lens, the S-line lens, and I really highly recommend that. It's pretty expensive, but it does cover a big range of focal lengths. So if you guys want a wide shot, then you guys can go step all the way down to 20. I think it might be 24. It might be 24, not fully 20. And then if you guys want a more zoomed in shot, then you guys can zoom all the way into 120, which is very useful because most cameras, or most like S lenses, are going to be like 24-70, which is a very good length too. but the 120 just gives you that much more reach, and I feel like it's just it's kind of more bang for your buck. And the picture quality, personally, it's pretty solid. I mean, it's an f4 lens, so it doesn't stop down all the way to two. I think it doesn't stop down, past four, which is kind of a problem when it comes to low light situations. But Lightroom these days, I mean, it's really good at fixing a lot of noise. So I feel like for the most part, you could definitely work around it. You don't necessarily need to get that low anymore. Um, I'm gonna kind of start going with a different vibe these days because I do have some prime lenses. I love shooting on Nikon 50 millimeter prime lenses, and then I have a 28 millimeter and a 35 millimeter. So those two lenses are more stylistic choices for me. I feel like shooting with prime lenses when I was younger was really fun. I felt like it made me feel like a very, like raw street photographer. These days, I really don't really go back to them, but I'm gonna start going back to more primes just because I want to get more of that field of depth or the bokeh and more of that style. And I feel like they just have a lot more character to give, and you can stop those down pretty low. So most primes these days are 2.8s or 1.8s. You could get all the way down to 1.2s. And pretty much, if you guys aren't familiar with photography, if the lower the number you're able to get on the aperture, the more light you're able to get into the lens. So with that being said, like if you're shooting at night, pretty much like the lowest you can be is the lower, or you could lower you could lower your ISO and higher your shutter speed, and that way you're able to actually capture a moment at a lower ISO. That way you're able to get a better quality image if you don't have a tripod, because a lot of times at night, like you feel like you're getting a lot of great shots, but then you end up figuring out that there's a lot of noise involved, and so you're not able to get the full color because you're always having to go up to ISO like 1600. After 32. I mean, I say now 16,000 is probably like the limit of most cameras these days. Before it used to be 3,200, and now you could even get up to like 24,000, which is going to allow a lot of the sensor to be very, very sensitive, and is going to capture a lot of the color that we want. But it also introduces a lot of noise, so the images actually come out very very like staticky. If you guys aren't photographers, you guys don't really know what noise looks like. I would say it's like more staticky. It's a lot less clear, and so pretty much the lower aperture allows you to stop it down all the way to like like let's say it's a 6400 shoot, or a shot that you can only get at 6400. If you have only f4, you could get all the way down to maybe like a 3200, or even maybe even like a 1600 ISO, which will help protect the image from noise, help give you clearer images, help you get all the color that you want and not have it be shaky, because you could do all of that, but you need a tripod, or else the images aren't going to be clear, because there's going to be a lot of vibration, a lot of movement. You can't really, if your shutter speed's too slow, you're not going to be able to out steady it out. You could try really hard to be steady, but at the end of the day, you're going to probably get some blur or some movement that you're not going to really want. And so with that being, so pretty much that's my basic explanation of like why having the lower aperture is important, and why shooting on prime lenses is still a really good thing. And then if you shoot at lower apertures as well, you introduce a lot of background blur. If that's a look that's very tasteful, a lot of people enjoy it. It's really nice for portraits. I feel like I don't really see it too much with car automotive photography, but that's kind of my next journey. I want to really try to get some more creative shots. I want to get more artistic with my automotive photography, and so I feel like that's something that you guys are going to probably see coming to my Instagram page shortly. But I'm going to end that here. I'm going to keep this kind of short, but I hope you guys enjoy the sequence. I hope you guys enjoy the prints. If you guys are looking to get some prints, I am in SoCal, and we could do it to where I take, maybe 20 shots of your car, you have 20 digitals, and then we pick one or two of the best prints, and we'll go with that, and I'll honestly, if you guys are going to buy the prints, I'm not going to charge you for the digitals. So enjoy your day. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. I hope you guys are having a great week. I know I'm not as consistent right now. I was focusing a lot on doing the things I need to do to start work, because I really need to get a job. I really need to start working. But I hope you guys are having a great day. Peace.